Welcome back. I kind of thought about the next little like video kind of offshoot that I want to do, and I was kind of thinking to myself, I need to do the install, but there's something I want to do first, and it's very similar to what we just did, except it won't have like all the exposition which explains how everything works. I won't have all that in there. Uh, but basically, what I want to do is I have a list of files, so I want to be able to show a list of mods, a list of mods that I extracted. And it's going to be very, very easy to do because it's going to be pretty much copy and paste. And there's very little that we actually have to copy and paste. Okay. So if you take a look at this, you can see the file up here. I did left justify it, and I put an extra little field in here that you can see. You can take a look at it in that RPT thing in the locals. You can look it up. But now I want to show the extracted files. And we're going to need that because we might want to see what files already exist, what files might be different, like what mod files might be installed in the game, what might not be installed in the game. And remember, this is kind of designed to be more local, like things that you would install yourself. But if you have access to other files, I've never gone back in to take a look at how I kind of initially did it, but I never really refined it. I just kind of threw it in there. I was doing so many different things, I just kind of threw it in there. So it definitely needs some refactoring. I can guarantee you that because I don't really use Vortex. I don't use Mod Manager, Mod Organizer too. So I'm not familiar with their file system. But maybe in time I can visit that and get that more integrated in, so that way it's kind of, it's transparent. But, for right now, um, for right now, I just kinda wanna focus on the actual mod folders because I wanna be able to check the mod folders, like I say, to see if they're already installed. So what I'm saying is it doesn't necessarily work with a virtual file system, because and it doesn't work necessarily with the text files generated by MO2 or Vortex, and that's fine. I can fix all that stuff later. That can all be integrated later. Okay, so anyways, onto this. So all I wanna do is take and do the exact same thing here, but instead of using download files, I wanna show the folders. Well, we're already using the game config file to get the folder that we need. So we're just gonna do copy and paste. Let's go ahead and do that. And this one's gonna be super, super simple. Okay, so this was the let's see, where are we? Not that. Not definitely not that. Not that. Wow, that definitely came out really strange. Okay, so this is our case statement. So we're just gonna copy this whole block. We don't, no, 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 we don't want that one. I apologize. We want this one right here. Yeah. So download file report. So let me just grab this whole block here and let's do a copy paste. So 1, 2, 3, where it separates it, and there we go. Right. So we're going to change this to 1810 and we're going to call it available folders. So let's delete this folders report. And this is going to be folder name. Okay, so markers, all that, we can leave all of that. Let's see, this is going to be slightly different. Let's make this a different title. So we're going to make it 210. And when positional information, size and position of forms are stored, they're stored based on the title. So we're going to give it a unique title, which we haven't done that yet, but we're going to put that in the text file, in a local file. So open animation is fine. We can do loading. That's fine. We can leave that alone. Report to see, we can leave this absolutely alone. But what I want to do is let's change this. We're gonna make a brand new. We're gonna make a brand new. We're gonna make a brand new method. Everything stays the same. That's it. So we've changed what? One line, 2 lines of code. We copied and pasted. We changed 2 lines of code. Should be good to go. At 3 so far. Count that. All right, so we'll double check. All that looks good. Looks good. That should be fine. So now let's go down to B, download files report, which is down here. I put this down here in a report section so it's easier to see. So we're just going to do a copy and paste. So let's just grab this whole block. Same exact code. The only difference is that we're showing folders now instead of files. We can put it first. I always put it first, so we'll just put it first. Okay. So right now we have a duplicate. We have a duplicate name, which I'll bring the errors up so you can see it. We have a duplicate name. So we're gonna go up here and we're gonna change this to available folders. Okay. Done. And then generates, and this is what takes for me personally, this is what takes let's see. Okay, this is what takes the most time. It's changing all these little documentation things. Actual code doesn't take that long, but it takes a while to do all this. Okay, so there's all that defines it. Okay. Same exact, it's the same logic. It really is the exact same logic. Okay, so that's fine. Report's fine. That is fine. Um, Now, this right here will be a little bit different. So what we want to do is we want to do we want to load a folder list. And it's probably going to be, let's see. Oh, we can't do list. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I want to load a folder list. And that's going to give us the names of the folders. So it's pretty much, I try to make everything exactly the same. So it's kind of labeled the same. But we're going to use the exact same logic. We change that. That's fine. Except it's not going to be, we're not going by the file list anymore. We are going by the folder list. Okay, so that we change that. This needs to be folder list. So we want to change this. And then we can change this to folder name. I mean, you could leave it file name, but it's kind of misleading. It's easier to kind of see it like that. And this is no longer going to be defined by dfile. We're going to call it mod folder. So it's an MFDR. And then we're going to leave all this the same, except this is now folder name. Okay. And then we want to trim the parent. We want to trim the parent folder off the folder name, all the subfolders, and that way we have just the relative folder, and that's what that's going to be. And this is not it's not a file. It's going to be a folder name. That sets the flag for that. We still add it. This needs to be folder name. And if you notice, this doesn't generate an error because this is actually declared at the top of the program. So this is a global variable. So you have to kind of be careful about that. Folder name. So that's good. That's the link, actually. That's the link spec. It should pull the link from here. It should automatically generate the link from this, but I put it in here anyways. And that's it. That stays the same. All that stays the same. So now the list is going to return back is going to be a folder list. Okay, so technically we're done. Well, at least with the coding part. So now we need a form to open. Oh, and we need a report. I forgot the actual headers for the report. We can use this, but it's going to be a little bit different, because it's not so much the file name, it's going to be the folder name. So let's make it report 210. So we're going to change the headers, and then so we got our headers we need to take a look at, and then we have the title. So let's go over here. We're in this folder here. So let's go take a look at the locals folder. There's the report. So all we're going to do is copy paste. We're going to make it 210, and then we're going to call this folder name. Same exact thing. So it's just copy paste, and then we need a window title. Let's see, Windows title, window, no. Virt can our window be? All right, so we're gonna go here. Got that, and then we're gonna call this m- uh mod. Let's call it mod folders. Okay, and that should be it. So let's test it out. Again, this is completely Dry right off the bat. Oh, we didn't put a menu in here. Yeah, we don't have no menu in here. This doesn't hot load. I didn't put a hot load feature in here, which is fine. We don't have our menu option set up, or basically, I don't. So let me set this up real quick, and let me find our menu item. What am I looking for? I need selections. Selections. Verity selections. Right here. Okay, so you have files, folders. So we're going to put it over here inside this, and we're going to put a divider. This automatically generates a divider. So let's put select folder. We'll just put it here. It won't generate two dividers together. So we want to put let's call this mod folders. And the opcode is, I think we put it on 1810. I think that's that. Now, let's see if that works. All right, so we have mod folders and we got our report, but we don't see our folder list. So let's verify we do have some folders. And if not, maybe that's the problem. So let's look up here, mod folders, mods up. We do have a mod folder. So let's see if we can figure out why that didn't show. So the first thing we're going to do is put in a trace. So let's go down here to be available. Okay, folders report. All right, let's take a look here and let's make sure we actually have something to report. Make sure we're actually getting the information. Okay, let's fire this off again. And let's do mod folders. Okay, so now we can take a look at this local and see what we have. Okay, so we didn't pick up any folders. Okay, so let's see what our problem is. Folder name. You know what I bet you it is? It's right here. I missed one line of code. It is not the downloads folder. That is not what I need. I need managed available. Let's try that. Let's see if that is our problem. Okay, so let's see how we're doing here. Okay, looking good. All right, so let's try this and see if that was our problem. All right, do we have an item? DRI info. No, still not yet. Okay, so what are we looking at? Let's take a look here and see what we are looking at. Where is our folder name? Ah, our folder name turned out to be a question mark. Okay, that's interesting. Where did that come from? Where was that in the menu? Right here. Right there it is. I never even noticed that. Oh, that was in there from last time. Okay, yeah, we don't want to pass at that. Yeah, I guess, oh, that's where, oh, you know why? I copied this down and that's where I prompt. There's no folder prompt. That particular opcode doesn't have a folder prompt. It's not coded. Let's try this again. They say 3 times is a charm. Okay, let's see. All right, let's take a look. And still, we don't have it. So what's our folder? Where did it... Let's see if we can look at our folder name here and see if we can track down what the problem is. All right, well, it found the right mods. It found the right folder. So why do we not have a folder list? Hmm. Yeah, now that one has got me stumped. That could be a bug, maybe? I'm thinking more that's a bug. Let me think about this. So it should have been able to locate that folder, but instead it didn't. Unless it's the long folder name causing the problem. It could be that, because the folder names get pretty long. That may be part of the problem, that it didn't find anything, but I doubt it. I'm not really... All right, so let's do this. Let's do this right here. Let's put a trace in on this. Yeah, I didn't mean this to be this long. All right, let's see. But this is what makes doing this kind of stuff so much fun. It's trying to figure out what happened. Yeah, I know it's different. That's fine. Can you take me there at least? Can we try? Oh, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so let's do this. I did change the code. All right, so let's kill this app and let's go back in, recompile it, which is fine. I need the new library. So we're gonna recompile it. And now we should, if it completed okay, we should have the new library. So hopefully this compiler works like it should. All right, so yeah, we're good. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, good. All right, so I want to make it through this part. No, we don't want to see that. All right, let's make it through. Okay, load folder list. We're here. Let's see what happens. Make sure it doesn't drop out there for some odd reason. Make sure it doesn't drop out there. We'll make sure it doesn't drop out there. Where it exits early, we don't want to drop out here early. And then let's see if we even make it this far. Okay, well, we made it that far. Okay, so we're good, 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 and good. Okay, so let's see what we have. Here's where it should store the folder names. I'm sure it's something simple. It's probably something I'm really, really overlooking. It's not an empty folder. I don't believe it's an empty folder. These are flags you can set. All right, so let's track it down. Each file info. Okay, for each FS info. FS. Okay, here's where we add it to. Let's see. Let's do, does it catch it? Okay, there it completely didn't even catch that. All right, so let's go back up to here. And let's do here. Doing that. We don't want to get files. I don't really care about the files, but I do care about the folders. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Let's see if we even make it this far. I say the edit's catching on something. All right, so there's dir info. I'm gonna do that. We made it there. Yeah, we're not even making it that far. So it's almost like it doesn't think there's any folders there. Now, why is that? Because there's our folder. We got that. There's nothing in it. Um, there's the problem. I knew it was something simple. Oh my God, I go through all that and it's really absolutely something simple. That is terrible. Oh my gosh. Okay. So fun aside, and this one makes us so much fun. I love doing this kind of stuff. I've always loved solving problems. All right, so let's try this one more time. Except we need to extract it first. So let's go in here and our download files, right? We want to extract this file. Now the folder should exist. That should exist. Oh my God. Okay, so this is actually showing all the folders, which it's showing every subfolder. So it's showing the main folder and every subfolder. We don't want that. That's not what we want. So let me think about this a second. And what we want to do is go to available folders down to the bottom. It's going to be available. Oh, we're in utilities. Not going to be there, my friend. Going to be there, my friend. Okay, we want to go to here. Let's go ahead and close that out. All right, so it's going to be here, right? And let's just punch that and see what we get. All right, so what I want to do is say, where it says the flags, we want to put pass top. Is it, let's see. I think it's, is there an only? Let's see. Load root folder only? Yeah, let's try that. It can't hurt anything. Let's give it a shot and see what it does. So it only loads the root folder, maybe? Let's see. Yeah, nope, that's not it. That must be for something totally different. I only want to load the top directory. Let's take a look at our thing. Hmm. Oh, you know what I bet you we need to do? I bet you that particular method doesn't give me that kind of extensibility. So let's see here. Let's see if I think this might. All right, let's see. Folder name, options. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. So we just got to add a little extra layer in here. Now that I think about it, I think I think I made that first one, the load folder list. I think I made that just to give me everything. I think that was a quick way to do it. Pattern. We're on pattern. There's pattern is everything. I want everything. Here's the search options. So for here, I want to do, I believe it's going to be search option. I want top directory only. That's where I went to type in the flags, top directory only. We don't have to worry about anything else. Okay, so we are gonna need this though. We are gonna need to put, this actually goes here, so it's associated with that. We're gonna close that out. Okay, let's try that. Let's see if that's gonna work. Alrighty, mod folder, and then it does not out of range. So, all right. So what's our folder list show? Let's see. That was the first time we had that. FAND is 0. Folder list, which is what it should have put it in. Let's see where it actually stored everything. All right, let's see here. Folder list, folder list. There's folder list, so it is 1. But it's saying that, oh, you see what it is? That was a coding error. This needs to say folder list. There. That was a coding error. All right, let's try this. And there you go. So there's that. So there's the folder. So you have the folders now, and then there's the file. And if you can ignore uh, all of the intricacies of it, then that should be good to go. All right. So you now have a file list, you now have a folder list. Now with this folder list, I will be able to it can have its own menu. Now remember, there's nothing here that it's going to show yet. So let's go ahead and add that. Um, the dynamic menus load whenever the form is generated. So we can go in here and we're going to put in the items, because this is what shows for every single item right here. This shows for every single item. I mean, every single form uses this. So this is kind of like what you call a common menu. So in the common menu, let's put, we're going to do folders. So let's just do a copy and paste again. Good old copy and paste. And we want to make this available folders. We're going to change this to, I think we called it MFDR. And then we're going to call it, we're going to put 2 options in here. One is check install. And then we're gonna just comment this out for now until, because we don't have it in there yet. And we're gonna leave the F link in there. And then we'll give it some other kind of icon, not sure yet. And then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put this here. We're gonna put a divider. Yeah, we do want a divider now. Think about it. And then this is going to be install mod. So we're going to put the install mod in here. Okay, so there's install mod. So we're getting this all set up for the next video. So now if I have it coded correctly and we go over here and do this, this will show up. See? And since it's an invalid opcode, it automatically disables it, but you can see it. So that's all set up, ready to go. So once we get the case statement put in, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to copy and paste from the main application. So instead of reinventing the wheel, we're just going to take what already exists, copy it over, and it should use that information. So yeah, all right. So that shows you how you can just quickly copy and paste. Like I say, you gotta ignore all the little intricacies. These videos are done cold, so it's kind of like I discover it as you guys discover it. Alrighty, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and post this up, and I've got a few things I gotta hop off here and do. and I will do we'll come back and we'll do the install next, and like I say, this is kind of a little bit outside of the scope of what I really want, 'cause I use this, I actually use this FOMOD utility, and I don't mind those options being in there because it kinda makes it stand alone, and if you wanna turn this into a mod manager, the only thing you really needed is, a plugin order, how to, put plugins in that plugin in that load order, and, there are complete methods in the load order library that handles that. It handles plugin sorting. It allows you to create sorting files. It's not really designed to replace loot or anything like that. It's just something to kinda get you in the ballpark, and you can specify some kind of very specific, so you can specify very general sorting rules or very specific sorting rules depending on how you want to do it. Um, but that's all like in the load order library. This package right now only contains animations, animation library for the spinning animations, games. So it will actually parse out the game config, so we can access the variables for that specific game, such as where the game is located, the install path, the data path, data folder, uh, things like that. That's kind of like what that's for. And we haven't really used that much of it. Um, so you could do something like that. You can literally have a plugin list that you can show over here. You can move them around. It's a list view. I kind of generalized everything. So when I use the term report, it really is interchangeable with list, which is really interchangeable with list view. So everything's a list. Even from the big application, they're all just lists. They all use the exact same everything. Everything is common. What works with one works with another, but it still allows the extensibility to where everything can have something that's specifically unique. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one off, upload this, and hop off and get a few more things done. All right, so hope everybody is still having a great day, and I will be back here. I would say shortly. It depends on what comes up, but I will definitely be back to do the install.